Hello, it's Simone, your favorite neighborhood nerd, with part 2 of the fountain pens I purchased or worth gifted in 2024 and what I'm thinking about them now. I shared all the pens up to the San Francisco Pen Show, which happened at the end of August 2024 in my first video. And I want to dive in and talk about the pens that are still left. This is the first one that I picked up at the pen show. It is the Mayfair Pens Vanyar model with resins from Turn Pen Co. and Enigma Stationery. This is a pen that I'm not 100% sure will stay in my collection, even though I really love how it looks. I love this material. If I could get a pen just from this material with a different section, I would totally swap them out. Then I purchased the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Line Friend Sally with a fine nib. And the reason why I bought this is one of those, I feel the pens that we're talking about starting now are very impulsive purchases. The beginning of the year, it felt like it was more reflective. And now we're like, oh yeah, I bought this pen because I just really, really love how bright and color blocked it looks. I love the sparkly section. I said prior to purchasing this and this, which is a May 2024 purchase, I wouldn't purchase any Pro Gear Slims because the section is too small. And then I go and buy this and I'm super happy with it. So I don't know what's wrong with me. I haven't sold none of the pens that I'm sharing now I have sold yet. I will probably show some that might be considered. And then I purchased this Sailor, what the heck? Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in Primary Manipulation Light with a number 8 titanium nib with an ebonite feed. And when I wrote with it, and every time I use it right now, I found that there are pens that I'm just ecstatic to use. And then there are pens that are just so-so. And it makes me wonder if I should completely revamp my collection to only contain pens that feel like this. Maybe not revamp, but focus more on what makes the writing experience with this pen so fabulous, and then go through, as I use my pens more and more often, figure out which pens make me feel very similar feelings to when I'm using this, and which pens do I not feel like that, and is there a reason why I should keep them, or is there not a reason why I should keep them? However, for instance, let me just talk about this. See, I'm tangential right now. This is the Benno Ambrosia Brown Orchid. I love this pen. I love how it looks. I love how it feels. I don't enjoy the writing experience with it. I have not had an ink in this pen yet where I've been consistently happy with writing with it. Now, I thought, well then, sell it. I just can't get over the thought of selling this, so there must be something else. And I'm currently not making myself sell this pen. I'm allowed to have pens just because I love how they look. But then I also have these pens that make me feel so good when I use them. And so trying to find the balance between, do I love this because it looks good? Do I love this because I love the writing experience? Is everything great? Nothing here is, well, okay. The biggest flaw with Leonardo pens is the tiny pen clip. Okay, so here comes the guy with the too short tie, and he's already like not talking to you, dude. Number 25 was the Esterbrook ST in Funky Lake, which, see, this is the problem with the San Francisco Pen Show pens. I'm strongly considering letting go of the other two Esterbrook STs, even though I really like them. But this one is just so simple that I don't really need the other two. So I still love this. Then my friend Kristen gifted this Franklin Christoph P20, I think is what it's called, to me. And oh my gosh, I love the resin. And I actually enjoy writing with this pen, which is a surprise because I haven't really been too... this is the only Franklin Christoph pen that I have left in my collection. Then I bought this Moonman A1 to house my extra fine Pilot Vanishing Gold nib. Did not last long. The nib dried out from use to use, even if it was just in the morning and I used it in the afternoon. And so I decided, well, I guess this is not what's working for me. So this again is, I'm thinking of letting it go, but maybe I'll keep it. I'm currently housing the steel alloy nib from Pilot in here that came in the other Pilot Vanishing Point that I purchased. Oh my God, yeah. As I said, many impulse purchases. So this was all August, all San Francisco Pen Show. And then I bought the Moonman, was one of the first purchases in September, because someone gifted me an extra fine gold nib at the San Francisco Pen Show. Then I bought these two in an impulse buy sell trade style. This is a Pilot Custom 743 in verdigris with a medium nib. And this is the Sailor 1911 large Wicked Witch of the West with a broad nib. And yeah, if you have been counting, I have increased my Sailor pen count by a huge amount in 2024. Maybe you would like to see a video of just my Sailor pens. I could fill a whole lot of time with that. Then finally my pre-order from Endless Pens came in and I received this black Waterman Karen with a medium nib, another amazing writer. So after the writing experience with this, every time I'm using a pen, I'm like, how does this hold up to this? This one is an amazing pen. This one is an amazing pen. This one is good. It's a medium, it's a broad Sailor nib. And I think of all the Sailor nibs, the broad is probably the most forgettable. It has the least amount of feedback. It's very smooth. It's very wet. And it sounds weird, but it could be easily replaced by a Jowo number 6 nib. I should do that. I should ink up a broad Sailor nib and a pen with a broad Jowo nib and compare how the writing experience is with the same ink. That would be fun. That was all of my September purchases. These three. I really love how I have a thing for these kinds of pens. I really love those just single colored, very bold resins. I also really like the holographic swirls pens with the holo glitter in them. Those are really lovely too. That's something that I found this year, so I really like these just one color pens. This one too. But I also really like these types of pens. But I don't just like any resin. It's not every resin. So in October, I received the Waterman Karen with a medium nib. I talked about this just now. This is a super lovely nib. If I had to choose only one Waterman Karen, it would be the medium nib to keep and the fine nib to move along. Not doing that just yet, but that's a thought that I have in the back of my head. I think it depends on how my fountain pen collection is increasing in 2025 and how often I actually want to use some of these pens that I said were on the chopping block. No, were close to the chopping block. Then, because the Moonman A1 didn't deliver what I expected of it, I decided to just bite the bullet and purchase one of their alloy nibs from Amazon. This was around 70 bucks, I think. It comes with a steel nib, not a gold nib. And so I just swapped the nibs out, and this is the extra fine Pilot Vanishing Point nib in this pen, and I'm using it constantly for writing in my planner. If I use my planner, I'm using this pen, but I've not been using my planner much lately. Yeah, we could do a review of my planner. It's empty. Then I jumped on the Mayfair Pens drop. It was a very impulsive purchase. This is, I think, the purchase of 2024 that I most regret. Because I already knew that I struggled with the grip section here. And then I go and buy the same grip section in a pocket pen when I'm, first of all, not the pocket pen lover. And I didn't look at the barrel because, as I said, I'm really a sucker for holo glitter, but not so much for just plain old silver sparkle. So this is one of those that, I don't know. So these were October, and then the last pen that I received was this. This was gifted to me by Goldspot Pens. And let me think. I believe that if you're watching this very close to the end of November 2024, then you might be able to still enter the giveaway. I have a YouTube video about this pen on my channel. If you comment, then you are entered in the giveaway. It has a 1.4 stub nib, which makes it a little bit not a normal pen, but I really love this 1.4 stub nib more than I thought I would. I also really like the pen. I just don't enjoy the Opus 88 Mini in general. I wanted to check if this one was, if my thoughts had changed, and it's just not a pen for me. That doesn't mean it's not a pen for you. And so I took the opportunity to just test out the nib and see if maybe I want to add a 1.4 stub nib to my pen collection. So this is a definite keeper for me. This is also a definite keeper. Again, I really love those plain colors. This is just so appealing to me. And as I said, I'm looking at this and it's so weird because there is plain colors and the swirls, and I think I'm not a fan of just regular swirls. There needs to be something special about them, like holo glitter, hint hint. So then another 2 more impulse purchases here. I forgot to mention this pen. This one is a Fonte. I need to add it. That brings my count up to 43 in total. I received this pen in a stationery selection box this fall, and the nib it came with was quite scratchy, but I still had some number 5 Nemosine nibs from Birmingham Pen Company. And so I tried to swap out the nib. It worked perfectly, and the nib on this pen writes really smoothly. It compares most to the Sailor Pro Gear Slim. And I was extremely surprised how much I enjoyed using this pen. It's probably one of those pens that is, again, it's one going to be given away at some point. But for now, I enjoy having it in my collection. So November, which is where we are now, I was able to acquire the Yoseka Sailor Pro Gear Origin fountain pen. This was on my list since the time that they released this Origin in a Pro Gear size. They originally released it as a Pro Gear Slim. And then one of my friends decided to sell theirs. And so I thought about it for quite a bit, actually. Then I decided, you know what? I still have the budget for this. I might regret not getting it. Let's just go for it. So I bought this. And then I also saw the Bennu Talisman Dark Unicorn, which is a collaboration with Gourmet Pens. And I was contemplating the holo glitter thing, and I saw that it was purple base, magenta purple base, and the holo glitter, and it just sold me. It is the Talisman, which is not my favorite pen model of the Bennus. And so I purchased this one, and it is my Christmas gift from my family. And yeah, I've been using it, and I'm loving it. But it's probably going to stay the only Bennu Talisman in my collection. So then I also sent over the funds to my friend Nadia, who loaned this beautiful Sailor Pro Gear, and I think it's a one-shirt collaboration, I'm not 100% sure, Hawaiian Ripe Coffee, and paid for this pen. She loaned it to me at the San Francisco Pen Show and sold it to me in November. So yeah, that's a lot of sailors. And then I received a surprise package from my friend Wendy Sue with all of these pens. And they're all more affordable pens. However, I haven't used them all just yet, but they seem to feel very, very usable. So this is the Wankai Mini, and the reason why I think she included this is because I said I wanted to try a Pilot Parallel nib in this. I already tested it in a Snippets from My Desk video, and it's going to work. Woohoo! The same with this Jinhao 9019. You can put a Pilot Parallel nib in here, and I'm going to test that out as well. In that video where I shared about this Jinhao 1919, I was a little bit concerned about how the housing of the nib unit and this parallel nib would work together, but I can't know for sure if it's going to work or not if I don't try it. But I was more hesitant to say this is going to work. This will definitely work. Then she also sent this Asvin P20. This is a piston filler, and if I'm not mistaken, and if you look at the clip, you might know what this is supposed to be. It's their take on the Leonardo Momento Zero. This is a piston filling pen with a very smooth mechanism. I've tried the nib that was on there. It's not on here right now. It seems to be really smooth. So if you're looking for some really affordable, really good looking, good writing pens, go and check out Asvin. They have some really great deals. Then she also sent over, this is the Asvin V126, which is a vacuum filler pen. That's their take on the Custom 823. She sent over this Jinhao 82, which is a Jinhao's take on the Lamy 2000. What I like about this is that actually the Lamy nibs will work on this. The way the nibs work on here is the exact same way the Lamy nibs work on Lamy Safaris. And then the last pen she sent over, and this has a mini Fude nib, is the Pen BBS 323, I believe. 323. Have not tried them yet. I don't know if they'll be in my collection long term or short term, or if they'll be just to try. One of those nibs was ground by Wendy, so I think I'm definitely going to keep that pen with that nib. But yeah, that is my current purchases, or the pens that came in to my collection in 2024. I currently have one pen on loan, also from Wendy Sue, which is this Pelikan M800 with a medium nib. I haven't decided if I'm going to add this to my collection yet, but if I do, I will let you know. I hope this was helpful to you. It's definitely helped me to figure out how I want to navigate this review section just yet. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in another one of my amazing neighborhood nerdy videos. Until then, bye.